now moving on to something else. I was just kind of running through some shit on Twitter to find something to watch. And I came across this. The worst rappers in the game, Dax. And I'm like, oh, I know who Dax is. Oh, I know who Dax is. So I remember when I first found Dax back around, I think it maybe had been a little bit before Joyner and Logic did Homicide. And I think it's Homicide. And Dax here was just coming up. He at the time he was doing a lot of freestyles, and Homicide was one of them. So was Logic's other song. I forget what Logic's other song was. He did a lot of freestyles. He did a lot of one take videos and shit. He was like rapping and whatnot. And I was really digging it for a while, right? And then he became more mainstream, or not more mainstream even, but he became just bigger, and he became a little gimmicky. I mean, like, as we see right here, is a big gimmicky, right? This exact fucking shit, when we started doing the Joker shit, I was like, you're doing too much. You're trying a little too much now, right? Gotham was pretty cool. Was a pretty cool song, you know? I think I still have it on my Spotify. But after that, man, I couldn't really do much about it, right? So we'll see what Mr. CDTV Productions has to say about Mr. Dax. I'm very, very, very curious.
You're in pain. I can tell by what you're saying.
Dax.
Yeah.
You're in pain. I can tell by what you're saying.
Dax, listen to me. I'm here from the future. I'm here to warn you that if the music doesn't get any better, you're gonna appear in CDTV Productions' video series, Worst Rappers in the Game. Dax, please stop. It's embarrassing. No, not more. Less. Dax.
I don't know, my YouTube keeps fucking up.
Dax.
Corny, goofball, scammer, janitor.
A scammer?
These are just some words that have been used by others to describe the Dax Man. He is a rapper that at this point has been around for quite a long time.
Oh, you Canadian?
He's managed exceptionally well to stay relevant over the years. A big part of that due to his dedication
you're not Canadian.
towards
What
just
accent is that?
slapping the algorithm's cheeks. I first heard of this guy in like 2017, 2018.
Yeah, around that time,
and he
yeah.
is still putting up numbers.
Yeah, he really is, yeah.
Every time that
He's
he
putting it up,
drops
yeah.
something. But is the music actually any good? Well, today, Worst Rappers in the Game, ? Returns, and I'm gonna be answering that question. To get a solid opinion on his music, I listened to Tupac Reincarnation Volume 2 as told by Dax. It's a Tupac remix tape. It's different now. I'll say it for you. Pain paints paintings. What is life? And from a man's perspective, along with numerous singles and remixes that he's done over the years.
It took a long time.
So with that being said, this
time.
is CDTV Productions, and let's see if Dax is one of the worst rappers in the game or not.
I'm not bipolar, but I feel an imbalance inside me chemically. Up, down, got my emotions and I feel incredibly sick.
Rapping style. He certainly has one.
I don't know what the fuck
Are you
that
guys
song
familiar
was.
with the concept of flanderization? It's defined by TV tropes as the act of taking a single action or trait of a character within a work and exaggerating it more and more over time.
Try hard,
until
yeah.
it completely consumes the character. Most always, the trait/action becomes completely outlandish and it becomes their defining characteristic, turning them into a caricature of their former selves. I feel like this perfectly describes what has happened to a good chunk of Dax's rapping from 2016 up until now. Obviously on his earlier stuff, his delivery is more reserved, less confident. That's just kind of natural earlier on when you're trying to find your voice. But on his 2018 mixtape of Tupac remix songs, I feel like he finally sounded pretty smooth as a rapper.
Picture me rolling on a bike. It's my life. Could be making millions off a rap, but they ain't treating me right.
He sounds good. He's always had a good voice.
Now, his singing moments on that tape are pretty dreadful.
Yeah, he does try to push some vocals, don't he?
But
It's totally fine to not be as oh shit. Excuse me. It's totally fine to not do both. You know, some people have the talent to where they can do both. You don't always have to do both. You can definitely get some R&B nigga. You could definitely get an R&B shawty and just do them backgrounds and choruses for you. I promise you, it'll come out with a better project. Sometimes you don't have to do everything. Like you know what I mean? It's like ain't nothing wrong with collaboration, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with being like, you know what, this ain't my bag. Let me just, you know what I'm saying?
Stay on topic with the rapping voice for now. That was Dax then, but Dax now, to put it pretty simply,
he's still doing the Joker stuff.
Raps like a cartoon character, even though we all know I'm one of the best of all time.
I remember that.
I mean, compare.
I distinctly remember that. Yeah, this might have been after Gotham. I think this was after Gotham. But either way, like, bro, you're doing entirely too much.
One of the best of all time.
It's like he's trying to take an alter ego route, like a Slim Shady to Eminem, like Slim Shady's like the crazier, unhinged side of Eminem, and this is the crazier, unhinged side of Dax, which is fine. But like the thing is, Slim Shady has always come from Eminem. Right, they're one and the same. You're mirroring the Joker. You know what I'm saying? And you're putting yourself in the mind of a Joker for your alter ego. That didn't come from Joker's not your thing. Right? It's just popular at the time. And you just kind of roll with it. Right? and the most famous Joker in the modern time at that. Heath Ledger's Joker was fucking killing it at the time. It was the Joker at the time. Yeah, it's crazy. These eyebrows are the newer Joker's eyebrows, but still.
I mean, compare one of his earliest remixes of Tupac's California Love.
Give me the beat, ace of death. Give me the boot thing with a fan base and a band-aid. It's a wreck. Give me a fan page and a check. Give me a 12 gauge and a bet.
To one of his modern ones, like his Forgot About Dre remix.
You wanna know why the whole world hates me? I spit truth and I rhyme off safety. And they know that I just might maybe be the motherfucking goddamn greatest.
Obviously, over time, your delivery is going to become more defined, and you're going to zone in a little bit more on what works, perhaps even what grabs the most attention. But my God, are the over-the-top vocals so terrible.
Oh no, never mind, not that one. He had a different one in a similar kind of desert road one that I really liked. I can't remember the name of these fucking songs though. I might have to look them up. An older one I used to like when this is over. It would be an interesting actual look back.
Now, if that's even possible. Hey, is this the Dax Song Factory?
Yeah. What do you need?
You guys got any good rapping with nice cadences?
Best we can do is maniacal yelling.
Oh, great. I love slop. But let's step away from the rappity rap for a minute. I was really surprised at how much of Dax's albums are melodically focused. And this can be a bit back and forth between albums. His 2018 project, It's Different Now, is far from perfect with the vocals, but it does have a few songs that are pretty catchy and relatively nice to listen to.
I don't get tired, no. I keep going like all night long. No, I can't stop, oh no. I keep going like all night long. No cap, niggas don't rap, real talk, better know that. Murder, body bag, and a toe tag. No cash, nah, nigga, no collab. See me in the street, ain't about action, nigga want beef. Put it in the caption, nigga want tweet. Never about rapping, I bring heat, yeah, nigga, I'm blasting.
Honestly, not bad. By contrast, his next project in 2020, I'll say it for you, is mostly a disaster melodically. Tracks that are supposed to be super emotional turn into unintentional comedy because of the delivery.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, looking like a fool.
Some of them just sound grating. And then there's one song
I
where
can't understand a word he said.
Rod Wave style. It's so blatant.
I sit and cry in my room. My heart's been broken, suffocating, like I'm choking.
I can't compare. I don't know who the nigga is.
perfect harmony. I got half of you, you got all of me.
Luckily, Pain Paints Paintings, proper Realize, Real Lies title that, tones things back down a bit and is probably overall the melodically smoothest album from Dax.
I ain't weak, I don't break, so I'm working through the weekends. I need to get a separate crib for my achievements.
Good? Not necessarily, but better. Even the rapping is a bit less ridiculous here. Battles with Faith is a good example of a song with a good singing hook in my opinion, and pretty smooth rapping during the verses. It almost has like a Tech 9 fast harmonized rapping sound to it. I enjoy it.
Fighting, I'm having battles with faith. They criticize me and speak on my name. Who's stopping them? We ain't never seen a nigga this popping without that garbage that be brainwashing them. So every time I get a chance, I'm bombing the book bombing.
Only significant weak points are that awful propaganda hook, his first Tom McDonald collab, by the way, because he has no
I remember
standards,
that.
and the song PTSD.
I remember that.
Propaganda.
Yeah.
Why is he laughing? He's been plotting. Says get up, I hear death calling. I stood up and started walking.
Never heard that
Speaking
one.
of no standards, did I mention that his next two projects start leaning
I don't even
in
remember
more
when he
of
cut
a
his hair.
country direction? What a coincidence that he only started making these songs when country was popular on the charts once again. Dax would never...
I truly don't know when country was ever popular on the charts.
Trans, would
But
he?
you know.
I'm sorry, but this energy drink today is absolutely horrible. This is a Ghost Bubblicious Strawberry Splash. Sponsor me, by the way, Ghost. I know I'm slandering one of your products here, but mostly I like their drinks. This tastes like medicine, man. Medicine.
Strawberry
is
energy
so
drinks
needed
tend
after
to taste like
listening to
medicine.
Dax
There's like
for
maybe
weeks.
two that
And
don't.
yeah, those country tracks
And they're both
sound
monsters.
as forced as you would expect them to.
And don't nobody give a damn about our broken hearts, yeah. This the circle of life. As a man you provide, they don't know what you're worth.
And up to this point, I haven't really mentioned what one of my biggest issues
He can sound really
is
preachy,
with the
too.
way that Dax lays down his vocals. It's the believability of them. When you're making sad or deep rap songs, something that Dax does quite often because #relatable, your voice is the vessel for communicating that emotion. And with a lot of these emotional Dax tracks, I feel like I'm listening to the rap equivalent of an unconvincing actor. Now I'm gonna do something right here that will be a bit of a throwback for some of you.
He ain't
watching
wrong
this.
about that, really.
I'm gonna defend Hobson. At least an aspect of his music. You can take the Hobson out of the man, but you can't take the man out of the Hobson. Anyway, some
don't.
Dax tracks reminded me of Hobson a little bit, and that connection made me think.
Oh wait, no, I've heard of Hobson
I don't
songs
feel
before.
like
A couple.
Hobson's emotion
A couple.
has ever felt super performed.
I can't remember
or
them though, but I
for
remember the
show to
name.
me. However misplaced his emotions and anger might be sometimes, and oftentimes they are, I don't feel like I've ever listened to one of his songs and felt like he hasn't truly internally meant what he's venting about. With Dax, I do.
I feel the same way about Drake. Like, it's like, I don't know how many times I gotta tell this goddamn story. But like, when I first started not liking Drake was when around the time Take Care came out. Or when he started talking tough. And it was like, nigga, you're not gonna, what are you gonna do, nigga? What do you mean? Weren't you Jimmy from fucking Degrassi, nigga? What are you talking about? Roll on in the goddamn wheelchair, bro. You ain't scared. Like I never believed that nigga, bro. I never believed that nigga. And then you have niggas like J. Cole, who is 1,000,000% believable in the way he sounds and just the way he is. Like you could just tell, right? I don't know what age I was when Take Care came out, but even then I was like, this nigga ain't about it, bro. He ain't about it.
Do not get that. On tracks such as Dear God and Book
It's a little bit different. It's out to a different context. You talk about, sad, but still like the performative nature of it is the through line here.
of Revelations, the emotions do feel performative.
How the hell does
Thank
one
you.
man have $100 billion and we still have people on the street that are broke? There's a lot of things I want to talk about and get off my chest.
That's from 2020? That's one of the songs. I think I have this song on my Spotify still. But I thought that was an older song. I didn't know it was a 2020 song.
Looked for the truth, but didn't know where to search. What if the books they said to read have never been your words?
And rap is a
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. The song's coming back to me now. It sounds like the crying parts and like him really trying to.
The books they said to
And he screams like at random times, you know. I'm not gonna. This might be a song we might go through later.
read have never been your words.
And rap is a performance, but the best rappers are good at making you not notice, making you feel the emotion behind everything. I know Hobson is off-putting to a lot of people, and I completely get why, but he's levels above
He does look
Dax in
kinda
this
creepy.
aspect alone, if you ask
That's a bad
me.
picture.
While
This
I
is a
haven't
bad picture.
discussed his flow too much.
That's a bad
If you haven't
picture.
watched the recent Worst Rappers in the Game episodes, delivery and flow are covered in the same rapping style segment now. It's perfectly solid if you take it on its own. His delivery is the main thing that's shaky
Yeah.
to me, but the actual pattern of his flows are usually well suited to the production that they're on. Pain Paints Paintings is a solid project for his flows too. For a lot of the tracks, I feel like he's hitting solid pockets within the beats.
Now stop them all, but go off. I get paid to breathe and write songs. You're not on my level, I blast off. And it's funny, I used to get passed on.
There's not much that properly blew me away in that regard, but it's probably the least weak aspect of his music. So for the ratings here, I'm gonna go with a 3 out of 10 for Dax's
Damn.
delivery and a 6 out of 10 for his flows. Like I said, the flows really
That's
aren't
fair.
a problem at all, but I mostly do not like his delivery with shaky singing, over-the-top yelling, and a lack of
Oh, yeah,
believability at a
That-
lot
yep.
of points.
Said
If
that
I
earlier.
make a sad song, don't ask me if I'm happy. Fuck a hook, my pain isn't catchy.
Dax is one of those rappers that often gets labeled by his fans as a lyricist, a
We have to
real
go through his songs.
rapper.
At least two of them.
But
At least two
to
of his
me,
songs. Fuck.
He's one of the perfect examples of diet lyricism. And even that is
Because after I started writing stuff and putting out my own music to like no audience, like I'm very curious to see what I used to like. Because again, I haven't heard Dax in a long time, and I used to like him. So I'm curious to see now, from this perspective, his older writing.
isn't a
See-
good
see how it compares to
comparison
something else
because
from today.
diet soda is more enjoyable than full sugar, but let me run with this anyway. I've
Go
rarely
ahead.
ever listened to a Dax song and felt like there was truly depth to it. A big part of this comes from the fact that Dax feels like an unreliable narrator to me. Maybe it's the unconvincing actor aspect of it all again, but I can't actually tell if a lot of his tracks about pain and suffering come from a genuine place, or if they're just crafted to be relatable and pop off in the algorithm.
I get lost inside my brain. Think I might need help.
Well, I'm praying for you.
Should I drown all these thoughts or should I leave them to float? I've got all of my flaws living inside of this boat.
This is a man who stole a Lil Peep feature after he died and then marketed the song he made with the stolen feature as a tribute to Lil Peep. So you could see why I wouldn't really put it past him to make up stuff about his life, to make the man who stole a Lil
I've got all of my flaws living inside of this boat.
This is a man who stole a Lil Peep feature after he died and then marketed the song he made with the stolen feature as a tribute to Lil Peep.
That's grimy. That is that's like that's bad. That's just in poor taste. That's just a very poor taste thing to do. Cause it's like, yeah, you passed, but like I'm still gonna release this fucking track though. But he still had. But what do you mean like he stole it though? What do you mean by that? Oh,
Lil Peep feature after he died and then
that's too much to read.
marketed the song
But that's still
he
crazy,
made
though.
with the stolen feature as
Stolen
a tribute to Lil Peep. So you could see why I wouldn't really put it past him to make up stuff about his life, to make songs that are more relatable, that he
Yeah.
can then tell people to share if you relate. And I'm not saying that none of it is true, but what I am saying is that the writing doesn't do a
That was
great
the
job of
loudest soda
selling
crack
me
I've ever
on
heard in my
it. And
life.
when it comes to looking at the bars, the wordplay, There's a lot to be desired here too. I mentioned this in my video about unnecessary rap song remixes, but Dax's remix tracks in particular stand out to me as so unimpressive lyrically, despite trying to appear strong in that regard. So much of it feels like, one, pick a general topic, let's say the weather, and then two, play a basic word association game with it.
I bet you I still reign, storming through every beat, how I thunder and bring the pain. You would think a tornado hit, how I mix it up when I sang.
And then maybe follow that up with financial word association.
Yeah, I invest in myself, my stocks rising and actually bonds people together. I mutually fund humanity. Bank on Dax, it's tax-free to gas me.
And then how about some politics? Everybody loves politics.
This new election got me pondering things inside my mind. I'm taking President Trump in the game while biding my time. Yes, 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 yes. Yes!
To me, that's not interesting at all because there's not really very many layers to it and it doesn't really mean all that much. Like when you really boil it down to his core, he's just using all of these things as a way to talk about how great he is. That's pretty much it. Sure, there's double entendres.
Yeah, that's what all those
there,
freestyles did
they
back in the day
feel
too.
Super lightweight with clunky execution. Top it off with absolutely stupid social commentary and boom. Dax remix. It's actually,
That's what I mean. That's what I mean by like I said before. I said something about him being preachy. He like when you speak on something that like, but you don't really say anything, right? It's like, why are you even saying it? You know, it's kind of like those people who don't push conversations forward. It's like those people who are like, whose every answer is, well, you know, it is what it is. You know, that's God's plan. You know, no disrespect to God. It's just like those people who just have filler responses. I think that might be what he's getting at.
Social commentary and boom.
Super
Dax
social commentary,
remix.
like, doesn't matter.
It's actually exhausting to listen to as someone.
Or actually, what I got from that bit about, you know, this election got me thinking inside my mind is like, yeah, but like, what are those things though? You mentioned that the election had you thinking. But what are you thinking about? You're biding your Trump and you're biding your time. But what are you thinking about? Why? You know what I'm saying? That might be interesting to put down. But like just mentioning that is making you think about something isn't really anything. It's making everybody think about something. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's mentioning it without picking a side.
That really enjoys lyricism. I also take issue.
Eminem ass would pick a side. He's picked a side plenty of times when it comes to politics. And he wants to, and during that time, back in the day when I found him, he was fucking shouting for Eminem for an Eminem feature. He's like, please, I could do Rap God too, you know. And same with Joyner and Logic when he did their remix on Homicide. In the beginning, it was like, yo, Joyner, yo, Logic, y'all forgot to hit me. I came through though, like no one invited you to the party, dog. What do you mean?
With him saying rap used to tell a story and now it's all for the views, when this man is possibly the biggest snake oil salesman for the views that I've seen maybe ever. I have just listened to 9 years of Dax's career condensed into a few weeks, and through that it's been so clear that his only real motive is to move with whatever topic or sound is trendy at the time to become as rich and successful as he can.
Superhero villain.
In fact, in his music overall, it really bugs me how he presents himself as someone that doesn't care about followers and social media is evil and all that kind of stuff.
Stuck in a society that profits off of clicks and sexualizes everything for mediocre ego trips. I'm fucking finished with it. Don't make these people your idols. Forget about all of the followers. Jesus had 12 disciples.
When everything he...
See what I'm saying? Preachy. And it's like not even like, it's not even a problem to say like, you know, he's a religious guy. That's fine. You put religion in your raps all the time. That's fine. But if you sound preachy, it's going to put people off. All right? It's like, why you gonna tell me to fuck my, like what?
These people your idols. Forget about all of the
I do agree with don't make these people your idols though. No idols but God.
followers. Jesus had 12 disciples.
But forget about our followers. It's like what are you doing? You would not have this 5th or 6th album, whatever the fuck, without all of your followers.
when everything he drops is so clearly tailored to social media algorithms.
Yeah.
No one was making songs about
Exactly.
Danielle Bregoli in 2017 for the love of the game. Although, ironically, that is kind of one of his catchiest songs, but my point still stands. And then, when we get to the more country-focused projects, the topic is usually man. Not even Grant McDonald projects talk this much about man. It's all about the plight of being a man and how those darned women will never understand. And the topic of man's mental health is
He had a song, Last Words, not the one that played earlier on this. Like I thought those were my last words. I think, well, the song I was thinking of was probably the precursor to that song. But in Last Words, he had this break in, you know what? Fuck it. That's one of the songs we'll play.
completely valid, by the way. There are some struggles that are generally a little
talk
more
about it
unique
then.
to men, and other struggles that are more unique to women. But Dax's execution of these subjects feels so phony.
Hey, you know who lives in this house? A great big phony! That's right, a phony lives here!
Every topic that could
I fucking
be
love
deep
Family
just
Guy.
feels like another way for him to make a marketable
Phony.
track, which, if you can't tell by this point, is one of my biggest issues with his lyrics and content.
When I need space, that's where I go. A place to escape.
What in the what in the regular jeans commercial is this?
Which, if you can't tell by this point, is one of my biggest issues with his lyrics and content.
When I need space, that's where I go. A place to escape.
And some of the
Nigga look like a goddamn starving artist. And like not in like the rapper kind of way, in like the theater kid kind of way.
content here is just really funny, like on A Real Man, where Dax is talking about this woman who wants a fantasy version of a man that just doesn't exist in the real world. And then the chorus just talks about her wanting a man that's nice to her and is in control of his emotions.
One who opens up the door, holds her hand and still smiles when he feels bad. In control of his emotions, wears his heart on his sleeve, but don't get mad. Yeah, she says she wants a real man.
Okay. I have to ask a question. Is country music big in Canada? Because he's a Canadian. He's from up there. And I don't know if country music is big up there or not. I really don't know. Well, I guess outside of hip hop, because Drake, we're hip hop pop. But because Drake's from up there. But I don't know if they like country music too. I'm not sure. Because if they do, then it would kind of make sense that Dax would be both country and hip hop if he grew up in a country hip hop kind of way. But I don't know.
But what she wants is not for real.
Darius Rucker
And
sounding
this
nigger.
unrealistic female fantasy, wanting men to make them feel nice and comfortable.
The verses dive into some more stuff that actually does paint a picture of this woman being quite toxic, at least from Dax's perspective, but I just think that hook is very funny. He could have put more damning stuff than she wants him to be nice and loving in the chorus. It also just gets a bit dull when the entire album that track is from is basically man have life hard, woman make it harder. If you've heard his To Be a Man single, you've basically heard the entire From a Man's Perspective album. I guess because that song was so huge, he decided to make an entire
Damn,
album
41
centered
million?
around its themes. Also, I don't really know where else to talk about this within the video, but there's also a song where Dax suggests that thunder occurs because God is applauding when he hears Dax's music.
Maybe the thunder is the sound of God clapping when he's banging Dax music on his playlist. I wonder if God cries.
There's moments
You know who could have made that bar hit really hard? Lil Wayne.
here and there where some lyrics will pop out to me, but it happens pretty infrequently. One of the only tracks that had a personal bar that stood out to me was on The Abyss, when he said that his mother crashed on the way to the hospital to give birth to Dax, so that means he was zero when he first dodged death. Now, I'd be stupid to believe anything that this man says, but at least the bars sound cool, I guess, and this could
Yeah, that's
be
true. That's
something
crazy.
that happened. Dear Alcohol
crashed
also
on the-
works
ooh,
decently
ooh,
enough
sorry.
lyrically as a
It's
simple
true.
track about dependency on booze and using it as a way to hide from yourself.
I got wasted cause I didn't want to deal with myself tonight.
Standard, but fine for what it is, even if, once again, it's very...
You know, I really don't think country and rap really go together. I think that's the problem. Is that country and rap really don't mix like that. The only time that really mixed well, in my opinion, was Nelly and Tim McGraw doing so Over and Over. But that wasn't really rap. That was more like a hip hop, R&B, country fusion, right? That wasn't hip hop country. That was definitely R&B bridging these two together, right? And it worked really well. I really feel like Tim McGraw should have had a whole verse. I don't know why he had just that small part. Really, that pissed me off. I don't even like Tim McGraw like that, but it's a good song. Anyway, I don't think Dax is really blending these two things together. I think that's the bigger problem here, and his in that specific context, that's the bigger problem there.
Who can relate with constant social media posts from Dax asking for engagement on the song. He literally made a skit with King fucking Bach for the song. Come on, bro.
I gotta start with a drink. My life been getting sort of crazy and I don't wanna think.
That actually makes it feel a lot less serious. I'm sure
A lot
it's very
less serious.
helpful for all the recovering alcoholics watching these shorts and TikToks and relating to them to see the Jack Daniels logo directly facing the camera every single time.
My thoughts get drowned until I feel alright. And I keep drinking.
Hey, I'm sorry. there's
Part
no one in the
25?
studio.
I'm having battles with faith. It's painted right on my face.
Do you want it? Do you want it?
How do you create an anti-drinking song and then have all the promotion for it look like an advertisement for an alcohol brand? Even TikTok's AI summary tool
I'm having battles with faith. It's painted right on my face.
I'm having battles with faces painted right on my face. Beyond the fact that's a very easy little thing. I guess it wasn't even supposed to be anything deeper than. See, that's the problem though. It's not deeper than surface level. He hasn't battled with his face. It's painted around his face, and the visual of his fucking painted face. And the thing is, he always had the painted face, so it's nothing particularly hard, right? Maybe if it was the first time he did the clown face, maybe it'd be a bit harder. But him always doing the clown face doesn't really help. It's kind of adds to the try hardiness and the surface level, because all you gotta do is look at it. All you have to do is look at it. It's too obvious, right? That's not making me think whatsoever. Even without the visual, that's not making me think. To be fair, it is just literally two lines and of course of the whole song. But it's like I can't imagine the surrounding context being anything beyond surface level. You know what I mean?
Do you want it? Do you want it?
How do you create an anti-drinking song and then have all the promotion for it look like an advertisement for an alcohol brand? Even TikTok's AI summary tool mistook
It
this
really does.
song as a tribute to Jack Daniels.
He
while
said
talking about
tribute.
how great of a drink
Nigga.
it is, which is absolutely unhinged. And each post has hashtag Jack Daniels. I've changed my mind. Fuck this song. So yeah, overall, content wants
Was
to
the
be
nigga
deep,
sponsored?
but is a shallow puddle in terms of execution. I can't find it in myself to even believe most of the shit that he talks about in his music. It feels like it capitalizes off of relatable struggles rather than truly relaying the pain of them. And when he goes for actual bar-focused tracks,
Say it again?
music, it feels like it capitalizes off of relatable struggles rather than truly relaying the pain of them.
That's probably why it sounds so goddamn surface level. Because you'd think that somebody who has had alcohol issues wouldn't be so performative about it, right? You'd think they'd be able to say something in such, write the lines in such a way that is hits deeper than the surface level because it would go deeper than the surface level, right? And people who've been through that would understand that bar at that level. If you haven't been to that level, you won't understand the bar as much because you wouldn't feel the feeling, right? Saying you have a battle with your face paint around your face with a bottle of alcohol in your hand it's not really anything to go off of, right? That's like saying anyone who takes a drink is battling with alcohol. That's not true, right? Just because you have drinks doesn't mean you're an alcoholic, right? But it's like, I don't know. It's like when I think deeper the line should be, I lose myself because like, wait, what the fuck was the point? Right, there is no point because it's already I'm already way past the fucking surface level of this. You know what I'm saying?
Off of relatable struggles rather than truly relaying the pain of them. And when he goes for actual bar-focused tracks, it feels too basic to be enjoyable. A 3 out of 10 for Dax's lyrics. There's an attempt to put a lot of topics into his albums, but they're rarely addressed
lyrics and delivery both
interestingly.
I've been on to the next move, I'll check mine like we playing chess. Fuck you, man, it's no regrets. I've been there and I won't forget.
This might be the shortest section in here because for like 90% of Dax's music, I could say the beats are unremarkable. That's not entirely a bad thing, they're just absolutely standard for whatever sound he's going for. The melodic rap beats are passable melodic rap beats.
I can't breathe. I'm struggling finding a balance between what I want and I need.
I'm probably going to say this again when we listen to his music directly, but I can't stand this auto-tune. Like it's not even, like, I guess it is auto-tune, but it just sounds like a doubling or like a multi-layering of the vocals, and it bugs me so much. Like, I don't know why. That's not like that doesn't help.
Can't breathe. I'm struggling finding a balance between what I want and I need.
Maybe it's just my ears. Maybe I might be my headphones. I don't know. But there's sometimes he and other artists will have like this certain layering to their vocals. That's like, that sounds like there's like 2 or 3 of them going at the same time. It's like, why? We don't like it. Maybe for intensity, but like I don't need that shit. I really fucking don't. Not all the time. Maybe use that shit like fucking truffle oil. Use that shit sparingly, bro. You don't fucking use a whole goddamn bottle.
The country rap beats are exactly what you would expect, and boy does that get tiring fast when it becomes more of a focus for Dax.
Now I was hurting inside, battling with my faith, but God ain't never gave me nothing I can overtake.
The more rappity rap style beats are pretty standard too. Honestly, the best beats that he's ever rapped.
What are you battling with your faith though? Maybe like because he talked about a lot of this shit before in his older stuff. So maybe he's still going through the still same struggles and questioning things, like Book of Revelations. But like, can we get an update instead of just kind of peppering it into your lyrics? Like, what is the battle exactly? Right? What are you going through? What questions do you have? Right? And if it's not the same, if it's nothing else than Book of Revelations, then maybe you should, explore that.
Over are the ones for his Tupac remix tape, but obviously that isn't much of a factor here because that's not production original to his music. In terms of notably good stuff, The Devil's Calling is one that I really enjoyed with a smooth West Coast bounce to it.
My people trapped inside these chains, they got us thinking in these jail cells, so keep it quiet when I'm spitting real.
A Lot at Stake with Snow the Product has a really cool bounce to the drum pattern that's probably one of my favorite songs from this whole experience.
I kneel, I pray, I stay up way, I won't change and I ain't no fake. If you ever cross me, better look both ways.
I'm the product and the dealer on a mission for commission. If you ever cross me, don't be calling me. People trying to make themselves feel better with.
If you ever cross me, better look both ways. I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that. You better cross like a street, right? Left, right, cross traffic street, cross left, right. But like, look both ways for what? To cross you? Both ways for what though? Like the pros and the cons? I don't know. Man, you make me think about it in a bad way, because it doesn't because like, if I'm crossing, I'm walking on you, nigga. What do you mean? I'm walking on you, bro. I ain't gotta look my way to walk on you. What do you mean?
Shout out to Snow the Product, by the way. I've always thought that she's quite underrated. And I really like the vibes of the beats for No Respect with Futuristic, who has a good feature as well, by the way. He shows Dax how to incorporate singing into your rap verse nicely.
It's like some steampunk shit, but like without the rest of the steampunk aesthetic.
Dax, how to incorporate singing into your rap verse nicely.
I turned down the deal cause my homie was getting shelved. I said that I'm the greatest, I always defend the belt.
And did it first.
Where I'm from, they never did it. I did it first. Rap game wasn't shit. I gave it birth. Now you tryna be my man. Fuck a fake nigga. Oh, fuck a fake nigga. Moving out the state, nigga. Rappers want a feature, they ain't even trying to pay niggas.
The atmosphere of these beats actually mixes nicely with Dax rapping in a more
So I got lost in the
normal
lyrics
tone.
trying to
These tracks
listen to what the fuck
are
he's
pretty
saying.
solid. Honestly, It's Different Now is probably the most enjoyable project in this whole thing because Dax really doesn't try too hard on here and it makes for a decent listen. On the bad side, there's only a few beats that stand out as kinda rough to me, and even then, none of them are overwhelmingly bad. For example, parts of Dax's Joker track sound exactly like Eminem's Lucky You.
Give me the beat and the mic, give me the freedom to write, give me the vision to see my demons and beat them at night, give me the pen and the pad, give me a couple of stands. My bad. I forgot you were fragile. I forgot someone who doesn't even know me told you I'm an asshole.
PTSD has this weird, dramatic NF style.
I don't like when he has a good voice, right? But I don't like when he speaks with like how am I gonna say it?
Give me a couple of stands. My bad. I forgot you were fragile.
Like that. Like it's not even like a it's a crazy. I guess it's his crazy voice. It's back to his crazy voice. It's the same thing.
My bad. I forgot you were fragile. I forgot someone who doesn't even know me told you I'm an asshole.
Or maybe it's just the words he chooses to use. I'm an asshole. It's the three flow delivery shit. I'm an asshole. I don't. No.
PTSD has this weird, dramatic NF style beat, which mixes with Dax's vocals horribly.
I believe that this life is by you and whatever you choose is the best.
And Place of Peace was just
by you and whatever you choose is the best.
I hate messages like that because people can be misguided very easily. People can get in their own heads and think that what they're doing is a good thing, right? If you say you do whatever you do, no, the captions aren't even showing up for this one. Do what you do, like it's right for you. Like no, some niggas do some stupid shit just because they want to do it. Like it's right for me, so I'm gonna do it, and then they ruin their fucking life. That's very irresponsible advice. I hate when anybody says that shit.
And Place of Peace was just annoyingly loud to the point that I couldn't focus on anything else. Why are the guitar strings dominating the track like that? Turn the volume way down.
I know the past is keeping us away from happiness, but I hope that we last.
Those are just a few specific ones, but like I said, my biggest issue overall with Dax's beat selection is just that it's extremely standard. It's one of the things that makes a short 7-track project like I'll Say It For You an absolute drag to get through. They're not bad beats, but I've heard stuff just like it a million times before. I've got to go for a 5 out of 10 for Dax's beat selection. Nothing too bad, but it's because there's barely any ambition in his choices for beats. He has a stunningly generic ear for production.
Stunningly generic. Wow.
Enjoyment. Low. This was a tough experience to get through, man. Some of you might think, this one probably wasn't as bad to get through as some of the other rappers in this series, but you would be wrong, my friend. It's Different Now was, I guess, the best project I listened to here. Dax isn't so over the top on this one, and while it doesn't necessarily offer anything special or unique, it's an alright listen with production that does the job, and Dax working well enough with it. The second best, and I use best loosely here, was surprisingly the longest project, Pain Paints Paintings. It is too long for what it is, but it doesn't suck. Decent vocals, solid beats, and generally good features with the exception of the obvious, makes for a relatively nice Dax album. I'd rank What Is Life next, the album that signaled Dax would start focusing more on country but didn't fully dive in that direction. It's pretty weak and unremarkable. Then we have I'll Say It For You, a truly boring project, which is impressive considering its 23-minute runtime. The
It's
beats
truly
are
boring.
obnoxiously standard, Dax's vocals are annoyingly over the top on several tracks, and all the songs are supposed to be deep, but Dax makes pretty much all these topics sound bland. And lastly, From a Man's Perspective. The peak of Dax switching his grift to the country crowd with hard-working man anthems, plenty of talk about how women are the problem, and covering a lot of mental health topics with a lack of depth. Oh yeah, I just realized I completely forgot to rank his Tupac remix tape in here. Honestly, that's probably the best one. Easiest to listen to, nice flows from Dax. There's some singing moments that aren't so great on there, but like generally, it's fairly nice for what it is. It's not a bad listen at all. That's his best one. It's different now, second best. Just put the Tupac one at the top of the pile here. As you can tell, it's very far from the best experience that I've had listening to music for this series. The music is mostly not nice to listen to in the first place, and it's hard to enjoy when it all feels so fake. Dax comes off as a grade A capitalizer, only concerned with doing what will get the most views, and that's why I find it so hard to believe anything that he says. Once again, if this is a man that is willing to essentially steal a Lil Peep feature after his death and make a song with it and market it as a tribute to essentially capitalize off of Lil Peep's death, what other truths will he twist to make songs? Does he actually believe anything he says, or is it all just fabricated? And when it comes to the corniness in Dax's music, something that I haven't talked about too much up to this point, yeah, it's really bad, but I also think it's intentional. I think Dax hugely plays it up and essentially 100%. Acts like a clown because one, it performs pretty well in the algorithm, but maybe even more importantly, number two, I think Dax would rather control the narrative and have people make fun of him for being corny rather than criticize his actions in real life and behind the scenes, which by all accounts have shown him to be a self-centered liar and a rumored scammer who treats small.
Is that the better route to play the fool in the room? Just so no one talk about the dirt you do? I don't know. I don't think that's because if you're good at what you do, no one's gonna talk about your dirt anyway. If you're better at what you did, the rumors probably wouldn't be spread around as much, right? Like, how long have we hearing about Drake ripping niggas off? Since before Take Care. He started that shit with The Weeknd. As far when I got introduced to it, he started that shit with The Weeknd, right?
Smaller artists like Dirt while taking their money. All in all, this experience was rough. A 2 out of 10 for my enjoyment of Dax's music. It's pretty bad in the first place, but becomes even worse when your phony detectors start going off, crushing his credibility as an artist. If there was any to begin
that part was that part when we're talking way before about random yells and shit.
When your phony detectors start going off, crushing his credibility as an artist. If there was any to begin with.
Good timing though.
You fucking prick.
Yeah, I completely forgot what I was talking about before.
If we add up the scores that Dax got for this episode and then divide them by 5, he gets a final score of 3.8 out of 10. This places him at the number 24 spot in the worst rappers in the game ranking, below XXXTentacion and above Ice Spice. It's been a tough few weeks.
I think he's above Ice Spice. Shit, who's below Ice Spice?
And I look forward
to
say that one for tomorrow. Moving on now that this episode is complete. So now I'll pass the question over to you guys. How do you feel about Dax's music? Let me know down in those comments below.
I feel, largely, I agree with a lot of shit you said. And not only was something I even disagreed with, so I'm gonna give that show a like. And I do want to check out your other shit, so I'm gonna just subscribe too, because, it's a really good video.